Welcome back. This is Dan Havey with CF Ninja Hacks. And today I'm working on a question that Jay Shockley had for me. And what it was is he has a site. You can see a video he sent me in front of us here. And he's selling some sort of medical health assessment package. And what he wanted is he wanted to have a countdown timer. And before the timer goes off, he had his New Year's special of $5.97. But after the timer ran out, after it expired, he wanted the price on the page to automatically increase to the $9.97 you see right here. And he wanted to be able to do it without having to set up two different pages with two different products, one on each of the two pages, and all that kind of really a lot of extra work. So what I did is I took a look at this and I figured out a way that we could incorporate both products onto one page, and then based upon whether or not the timer had expired or not, we would show if it had not expired, of course, we would show the $5.97 price. If it has expired, then this will go away and we'll show the $9.97 price, and that's what somebody will purchase it at, and it's all done on one page without having to go to another page and have the page have to load and slow down the whole purchase process, which, as we know, can every time you're loading a new page, you have a chance of possibly losing a customer along the way. So let me show you how it works. So here is the template I built, and we're going to walk through this. I'm not going to do a complete build. I'm just going to walk you through showing you what I did to get it to work. But here is the page in live action. So let me reload it. So somebody comes to the page, they read the long form sales letter that was above it. You see your bullet points of what you're going to get, your value of $83.07. But we got our prime time New Year's special here, $5.97 for the next 19 days. If you click on the button disappears. It shows the credit card information to be filled out. We have our special price in our order summary at the bottom, $5.97. They click the button and they buy it for $5.97. Now let's go in and we'll adjust the date so that it will show that the timer has already expired. So we'll just set that back earlier this month. And then when we come in, you're going to see different text. Give it a second to reload. Obviously, if somebody just came in here for the first time, they wouldn't see this. They'll see this, the newly loaded version. And again, you got your sales letter, you got your $8,300 value, and I just put in a little bit of text, a little bit of headline here. You'd have something here, so I figured I should put something in. And we got our price of $9.97. They click on it. And same thing, order form, but here at the bottom in our order summary, we have the regular price at $9.97. They click the button, they buy it at $9.97. So how did I get that all set up? So I just built out a little bit of a mock-up of what Jay's site looks like. And so here's the big part. We have two rows. We have a row for the special price, and we have a row for the regular price. And in each of these rows, just to make it a little easier to find it when we're doing our hide show in a minute, I called one special and one regular. Inside of the special row, we put in our timer. So let's open up the timer. And this is a date countdown clock, to be specific. We set our date out into the future, and you can set what time of day it's going to expire, the language, all that. Now, here you got a choice. You can redirect to a URL, or you can show and hide elements. So I decided to show and hide an element. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide. Now, this is when the countdown clock expires. I'm going to hide the special priced row, this row right here, and I'm going to show the regular priced row, which is the lower of the two rows. And it says right here, you don't have to bother hiding the the second section because it will automatically hide the section you're going to show. It'll automatically hide that until such time as the countdown clock expires, and then it'll basically flip these two is how I have it set up. To make your clock look like this with the round and the blue, you can go into your themes, and you got a whole bunch of different ways you can set up your timer clock. And Jay just happened to have his set up like this, so that's what I chose to do. And let's see if there's anything in advanced. I don't think there was. Well, you can change your size. You can move it right to left, wherever you'd like it to be. You can change the font weight of the labels below, and well, we better make it black or we're not going to see them. So that is it for the timer. For the two buttons, they're also very, very simple. All they're going to say is that when the button is clicked on, in the case of this button, this is going to stay up top, but this button will disappear. Down here, what we're going to do is we're going to remove this entire box. And actually, I don't think, let me see here. Well, no, actually, I didn't do that. And I think we'll leave it the way it is. We'll leave the headlines there. So again, when this button is clicked, what happens is the button itself will disappear. So how do we do that? Let's just look at our settings. We're going to go into set our action, and we're going to show when, oh, and I forgot one thing. When the button is clicked, it's going to show the row down here that includes the full name, email address, and your credit card information. So it's going to show that box. I have it hidden right now. I'll show it to you in a second. So I have that box currently hidden. So it's going to show the order form row, and it's going to hide the button when it's clicked on. Same thing with this one at the bottom for the regular price. Same exact function. We're going to show the order form, and we are going to hide the button. So let's come back into our rows. We'll go to manage, and you can see I had that hidden. So let's unhide that row so we can take a look at that. And it's your basic order form. We had to put in a text element for our full name and input for the name. Same thing with email address as well. Then we use the credit card order button. And again, nothing too exciting here. You can go in and format it a little bit with your the color of the button, the size of the buttons, what you want it to say. That can all be set up in there. And then this next element is let me just pretend like we're going to put in a new element. This is your order summary element that we put in here, which will show us which one of the two products we are choosing. And then at the very bottom, we have our button that I had not put in what it would do, but what we're going to do is we're going to submit the order with that button when it is clicked. And on the submit, it will go to the next page or to the page that you set up that it should go to if it's not the next page in your funnel. So let me save that because I made a couple minor changes. Now, the one thing that you're not seeing on this form is where the trick comes in. And that is we're going to go up to manage our elements. We're going to come all the way down, and here we have our select product form. And we're going to do that. And right now I'm going to save that and show you something over on the other screen. What we have is we have two products set up. We have one for special price and we have one for regular price. Now, whichever one is the top item, that is automatically going to be checked by default. So that becomes the problem then when we go in and we want to buy our regular priced item. this one, the special priced item, is checked. If we make this element visible, somebody's just going to come in and click the lower price, take that, and you're going to lose out on $400. So that's why we have to hide this element so that somebody cannot check it. And then we're going to use some JavaScript code to actually check that price when somebody is in the order form for the $9.97. Now, just to be clear, there's only one order form, but when somebody clicks on the $9.97 button, it triggers the JavaScript, which then automatically checks the regular price button, radio button right there, changing the price at the bottom to $9.97. So when we have somebody click on the $9.97 button, because there's only going to be one button on the page, so they're going to click on the $9.97 button. That will essentially do this behind the scenes, turn this into regular price and the $9.97. So before we even get to that point, let me do a couple of things. Let me hide these elements again. And save this page, because we have to jump out of here and we have to go and look at creating our products. Just in case you don't know how to create a product, I'll show you how to do that really fast. So we have our order form page. We come over to where it says products. We click on that. We would click on add product, but at this point I already have my two products in, so I'll just click edit, because we'll get exactly the same form showing up that you would have if you were creating it the first time. And you simply put in this case here, we have our special price of $5.97. This is how it will display on the screen with the $sign. And you can put your product description down here for the credit card handling on that. And I don't need to update that, so we'll just exit out. So now let's go back into our order form. And while we're waiting for that to load up, we want to come over to the form as it shows, and we're going to go and we're going to inspect the code, because we need to find out one simple thing. And what is that? It's the product ID. So every product is going to have a product ID. So here is our information for our special price. If we come down and we open this up, we'll have all of our code for the regular price. Right here after input type, radio ID equals, we're going to double click right on the PID. Oops. Well, let's see. We just want this part here. So the PID equals like a 7-digit number. We're going to copy that and we're going to put that into our text editor form just to hold it. And then we'll come back down here. We'll grab this as well. And we will paste that in there. Now there's two other bits of information that we need, and we'll go back into our funnel to get that. Thought I was loading this page up. And the two bits of information we need are the CSS ID selector for our two buttons. So you get that, you click on it, open it up, come down to the bottom where the hashtag is, go to CSS ID selector, and we will copy that out. So that's for the special button. And do the same for the regular button. As you can see here in the title, I put in special button and regular button just so, again, makes it easier to find. And sometimes in JavaScript, you may want to use that to target specific elements. So we will also copy that into our text. Close this out. Now we're going to go into our JavaScript, and here becomes the part that you'll be shocked when you see really how simple this is. And I already have the code put in here, obviously, to make it work. What it says, so if we move this over, let's pull this up. So if you recall, this one here was for the special, and this one as well was for the special. So what it says, so this was the button. This was the button here. So what this code says is that if somebody clicks on this button for the special order, that what it will do is it will simulate somebody clicking on the radio button for that item. So when somebody clicks on this button, it simulates somebody going like that. That's all it does. So when you click here, the computer says, let's also click here. If this was the 997 button and somebody clicked on the 997 button, it would simulate somebody doing that. Which when it does that, it automatically changes what is in the order summary, and that's the item that the person purchases. So right there is the code to be able to do that. So you could have, in theory, you could have 20 items in your list, and depending on which one somebody clicked on above, so if you're selling a whole bunch of different products, you could have an icon or an image for each one of those, and they click on it, it'll automatically change the code that, of course, is going to be hidden once we turn this back off. That code will be hidden, and it'll just populate what they have in the order summary at the bottom. So I think that is it for walking through. So again, when somebody clicks on this button, it hides the button, shows the order form, and also at the same time, it picks which one of the items it is that they're going to purchase and displays that item into the order summary. So let's just reload this one more time. And we are on the 597. We click on the 597. The button goes away. The form appears. The order summary shows our 597. And when somebody clicks here, they will purchase that item. So I hope that was clear. If anybody has any questions, just feel free to get a hold of me. Have a great day.